which means something which comes again and again. So this is the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala which returns to us every year, and it has very important historical significance. When Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he migrated to Medina, he found that the people were celebrating their festivities on a certain day. So he asked, what day is this? And he was told that the people there, they are celebrating a specific day for their festivities. So he told Sahaba that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us two special days, the Eid al-Fitr wa Eid al-Adha, to celebrate. This is reported by Abu Dawood. Then in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions the word Eid. In Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse 114, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قال عيسى ابن مريم اللهم ربنا أنزل علينا مائدة من السماء تكون لنا عيدا لأولنا وآخرنا وآية منك وارزقنا وأنت خير الرازقين. Isa alayhi salam, he made a dua when his followers asked him that, oh our Nabi, you asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to send for us a special meal. And then he made this dua, that, oh Lord, you send down for us this special food or meal, and this will be an Eid for us. So the word Eid is used here in Surah Al-Ma'idah. And a hadith reported in Ibn Majah, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Ya Abu Bakr, inna likulli qawmin Eidan wa hadha Eiduna. He told Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu that every nation has a festival to celebrate, and this is our Eid. So what is the importance of the Eid? This is the day of shukr, thanksgiving, thankfulness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We express our shukr for His blessings upon us. This is one of the greatest blessings that we just had, the Ramadan al-Mubarak, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so kind, so merciful and forgiving. In the first 10 days He made the days of rahmah, mercy. He looks at all His creation, particularly those who are believers, and they submit to Him in ibadah with rahmah and mercy. And the second ashra is the ashra of maghfirah, when He forgives their sins. And the third ashra is the ashra of Eid Khutba, the freedom from the hellfire. So this is a very significant event in the whole year that we wait for, and then we experience the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the season of Ramadan. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلِتُكَبِّرُوا اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا هَدَاكُمْ, that you should glorify Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon the hidayah, the guidance that He has given to you. And He has shown you the month of Ramadan and the special ibadah in that. And this is the day of Eid, that we have special joy and we rejoice on the rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we just experienced. In Surah Yunus, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, say to them, in the bounty of Allah and His mercy, let them rejoice. It is better than what they hoard, what they collect in this dunya. It is far better than that. And in the Hadith Bukhari and Muslim, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, those who fast, for them there are two occasions of happiness, farhatan. One is when they break their fast, and when they will meet their Lord Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment, and they will be given the news of the granting of Jannatul Firdaus that day. These two occasions are the occasions of great happiness, and we celebrate that on this day of Eid al-Fitr. And this is the time when we get reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for His obedience. And this is reported again in Hadith at-Tabarani, that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, on the day of Eid al-Fitr, the angels of mercy, they descend down to the earth, and they are standing on both sides of the way to the masajid, and they are telling the believers. We may not hear that, but they are telling this, and we have been told this news by Sadiqul Masduq Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that they tell the believers, "O believers, walk towards your Lord, who is the most generous. He favors you with goodness and gives you great reward. He commanded you to pray during the night and fast during the day. Now that you have obeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, come and receive your rewards. Allah has forgiven you. Return to your homes with the best of good and glad tidings. This is the day of reward. This day is called the day of reward in this dunya and in the hereafter." Then this is the day that we maintain the ties of kinship, when the families get together and they respect each other and they strengthen the ties of kinship. And this is of great importance in Islam, that our ties of kinship must be maintained and strengthened. It is said in hadith, again reported by Sahihain, Bukhari and Muslim, whoever believes in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the last day of judgment, they must maintain good relation with their kindred. So maintaining the relationship is part of our obligation in Islam. There is no excuse whatsoever that one should stay away from the relationships, even in the face of some difficulties. When on the other side we don't see the same kind of behavior, still we are to maintain the relationship, and we are to show kindness, we have to show generosity, and we have to show forgiveness. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves. And the Quran, it is mentioned again and again, that those who cut these relations, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is displeased with them, and the one who maintains it. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in hadith says, وَأَوْصِلَ مَنْ قَطَعَنِي, my Rabb, my Lord has commanded, I must maintain relation even with those who try to cut relation with me. So there must be extreme generosity, extreme kindness and love in our relationship to our kindred. And the one who stays away, the one who cuts it away, he brings the anger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is very, very important, that on the Eid al-Fitr, we meet with our relationships, or we call them, or send them the message. Just sending a short message is so easy today through the technology that within a few minutes we can send the message of Eid al-Fitr al-Mubarak to so many of our friends, our relatives, and that means a lot to everyone, that we remember our kindred, our friends, and so we must do that. It may take just a minute or so, but it is of great significance, and if we do with the niyyah to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then there is a tremendous reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this act of kindness. And this is the day to take care of those who are poor and needy and disadvantaged. So we must share what Allah has given to us with those who don't have. And that's when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased. And that's why we are told in Quran to feed a hungry. Allah loves that. In Surah Al-Balad and many places, Surah Al-Balad, it says that going toward the righteousness is a path of height. You have to make struggle. And Allah says, فَلَقْتَحَمَ الْعَقَبَ وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا الْعَقَبَ. And what do you know that climb, the climb to goodness, what is that? So few of the things he mentioned. فَكُ رَقَبَةٍ أَوْ إِطْعَامٌ فِي يَوْمٍ ذِي مَسْغَبَةٍ. To free the slave and to feed the hungry. Feed the hungry. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves those people who do that. So this day, and we must have done this in Ramadan, but if we're not, again we should do it in the Eid al-Fitr. And traditionally we share our food with our friends, our relatives, and particularly those who are less fortunate. And we give the Zakat al-Fitr, the special sadaqah, which is must on every adult person, that they must pay on behalf of every member of their family. And then This is the day of making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That, oh Allah, whatever we were able to do in Ramadan, that you accept our salat, our siyam, our sadaqat and zakat, because it's in the hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If He accepts it, our ibadat, this will be the greatest treasure that we will have on the day of judgment. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised tremendous rewards on this Eid al-Fitr. And the news comes through the angels to all the believers. So we must celebrate this with this consciousness that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has accepted our salat, wa siyam, wa sadaqat and zakat. And He is going to give us the reward inshallah in this dunya and give us success in the hereafter, and nijat from the hellfire, and grant us the Jannatul Firdaus in the day of judgment. So with this we conclude our khutbah and return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we ask with humility that with His mercy and rahmah He accept our good deeds and include us amongst the righteous. However, we must understand also that the Eid is not just celebration, but the spirit of Ramadan must be continued through the rest of the year. It doesn't mean that now the Ramadan has ended, that now we are free to go on our old ways of running after this dunya day and night, neglecting our obligation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala of ibadat, of the giving sadaqat. So the spirit of Ramadan, which is obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in every matter of our life, that must be continued. Ramadan came to give us an intensive tarbiyah, a training of ibadah for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the best way is to continue that spirit. And what is the fasting? Although the obligatory fast has ended, but this was the method of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that he used to fast, optional fast, like the month of Shawwal that we have entered now. I must remind all of us, the 6th fast of Shawwal, we must do that, because we are told in the hadith Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam that if we do the 6th fast of Shawwal, then you'll be rewarded as if you fasted the whole year. And it is not very hard now that we have gone through Ramadan and we have seen how easy it is. So we should not miss this opportunity to have the 6th fast of Shawwal. It doesn't have to be continuous. You can do in different days or different weeks. Then, if we can, on Mondays and Thursdays, the Prophet ﷺ used to fast. Then in the middle of the Islamic month, which is called Ayyamul Bid, he used to fast 3 days. And then if somebody has ability to do more, one of the Sahabi, he asked Prophet ﷺ, Ya Rasulullah, I want to fast more. Can I do every day? He said, no, the most you can do is the Sawm Dawoodi. Dawood alayhi salam, the Nabi of Allah, he used to fast every other day. So he said, if you have so much strength and ability, then do every other day. But that is really the max that one can do. But we should have this spirit of fasting as much as possible. The other optional fast is the fast of Ashura. In the Muharram, we should fast 2 days, 9th and 10th. Similarly, in the Dhul Hajj, the month of Hajj, we should fast. When the Hujjaj, they are performing their Hajj, we should do the fasting here. So we should be in the spirit of fasting. And then we should protect our salawat. The Fard salat, we should protect like we're doing in Ramadan. And we should do extra salat, the nawafil and the sunan. And there is so much reward, we all know about that. And the sadaqat, and more spending in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All over the globe there are people who are needy, don't have clean water, don't have food. And we have organizations like ICNA Relief, doing a lot of good work here in America, feeding the hungry, maintaining the shelters for the homeless, and so on. Then the Helping Hand is an organization which is providing clean water to so many poor brothers and sisters all over the globe, and food, and health care, and so on. So let us be part of that and continue to support these efforts. And I then conclude now with the dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He accept our good deeds, forgive our sins, include us amongst the righteous. اللهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. اللهم إني أسألك من الخير كله عاجله وآجله ما علمت منه وما لم أعلم، وأعوذ بك من الشر كله عاجله وآجله ما علمت منه وما لم أعلم. اللهم إني أسألك من خير ما سألك عبدك ونبيك، وأعوذ بك من شر ما عاذ به عبدك ونبيك. اللهم إني أسألك الجنة وما قرب إليها من قول أو عمل، وأعوذ بك من النار وما قرب إليها من قول أو عمل. اللهم ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. ربنا اغفر لنا ولوالدينا وللمؤمنين يوم يقوم الحساب. اللهم حاسبنا حسابا يسيرا. اللهم أجرنا من النار وادخلنا جنة الفردوس الأعلى مع الأبرار يا عزيز يا غفار يا رب العالمين. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين في كل مكان. اللهم انصرهم نصرا عزيزا يا أرحم الراحمين. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه محمد وآله وأصحابه والبيت أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. عيد مبارك تبارك إن شاء الله.